Hello, welcome back. You're here with Libby Rose. We are looking at different sewing projects that are quick and simple to do with children. So today I'd like to talk about some stuffed bunting. What I do is I pre-prepare some shapes. I've worked with just love heart shapes or cloud shapes or all sorts, anything that you would find easy to pre-prepare for your children's little class or just little sewing project at home. Today I've just made up these shapes like hot air balloons. So I've got one stripe, one gingham, and then another stripe, so it can go 1, 2, 3 in the bunting. Then you would need some ribbon. I've just got some checkered ribbon here, or there's some other stuff that's green with pink stripes. What you do is you grab a safety pin, pop it on the end, and now when you've pre-prepared these, what you do is you get your shape, sew them together with right sides together, but leave a gap like this. Okay, so that is how you turn it through and iron it. So if you're into your sewing and stuff, you don't have to do that. Put the right sides together, sew around, just leave little gaps on the side. You can do any shapes you like. Then, now this is the stuff that you can do with your little ones. So you get them to you put a safety pin on the end. You get them to thread it through. So thread through the holes. So there's one. I get to do the fun bits really. So thread it through the holes, and again from one side to the other, going through the other side. And then the third one goes through, right through to the side. Then you ask them to pull them through and place them how far apart they'd like. Generally you'd like it evenly spaced, but it's up to them, the designer of their bunting. So I can get 1, 2, 3. And you want to leave a good length of ribbon on either side so that it's easy to hang up, so if you want to tie it up in your bedroom or something like that. And the space apart really is how long you'd like your spaced bunting. Okay, so I've got mine spaced like that, and then a good length of ribbon on both sides. Then, that's the really fun bit, I get some stuffing. Alright, I use hollow fill, polyfill stuffing. You can get them in a green bag like this, or there's a blue bag they come in as well. But either way, it's the same. It's good because it conforms to all the standards and stuff, so it is good if you get the correct stuffing. Hollow fill, you can just look it up on the internet. Okay, so I open that up, and this is the really fun bit. And then the stuffing in to each. And sometimes I like to add a bit of lavender herb or rose herb. And if you, I sell these as part of my sewing kits as well. So you can buy it as a whole kit with it all pre-prepared, with different shapes in. So you can do that at misslibbyrose.com. And I provide a little sachet of lavender herb and rose herb that you could add in because it's nice, especially if you're going to have any bedroom. It's lovely to have a nice smell of lavender in there. Okay, so when they're stuffing the bunting, just say that a little bit at the time is better, because if you try and do a whole lot at once, it just all gets clogged up the top. So we just do a little bit at the time. And then once you get to the little bit more, this is the fun bit. in. There we are. Right, so you probably put more stuffing in there than I have, but I just wanted to show you quickly in this video. So you get those stuff. So now we've got 3 hot air balloons, and what's missing is some magic and sparkle. So that's when we add, and this is where lots of the stitching comes into it. Okay, so you might want to add some little sequins, some buttons, all sorts to make your hot air balloon look sparkly and magical. So add those bits, and you do that. So you get your hand sewing needle, and you're just simply sewing along, so in and up, in and up. And if they haven't done the stitching before, a good way is to hold the piece in your hand, and then go down, so step it down, and then come up, okay, and then around and around. It's a good way to get into your stitching. Then, once you're happy with all the balloons, you're happy with where they're sitting, then you simply sew up these edges here. Okay, so you're sewing along the edges, and you sew them to the ribbon so they stay in place. So in the end, you'd have all of these edges stitched in. So stitch the edge and then each one. So you've got 6 edges to stitch in there, and that's really good practice for your stitching. And when they're all in place, then you've got a nice piece of bunting you can hang up in your special spot. All right. Enjoy, and if you have any questions, please do email me, and you can also look on my website at misslibbyrose.com, and I've got lots of different sewing kits on there, and I have got this sewing kit. It's a bunting, heart-shaped bunting one, but if you'd like any other shapes, I can do, whatever you'd like, and I can pre-prepare those and put those in a nice little kit as well. Okay, thank you very much. Happy sewing, and I'll see you again next week.